Saints, let me tell you something today. When the enemy tried to break you through, that narcissist was already writing your comeback story. You see, they thought they had you crushed, confused, questioning your worth. But God said, not my child, you didn't just survive, you were positioned. Positioned for healing, for growth, for destiny. Somebody shout destiny, because what the enemy meant for evil, God is about to use for your good. This pain was not the end of your story. It was the preparation for the next chapter. And today, I came to tell somebody in this room, get ready for restoration, get ready for freedom, get ready to walk in the plan God has for you, because your breakthrough begins right now. You didn't go through what you went through by accident. That heartbreak, that betrayal, those nights you cried yourself to sleep, none of it was wasted. When you were sitting there asking, God, why me? Heaven was already working behind the scenes. Every tear you cried was watering the soil of the next season of your life. You thought it was just pain, but it was preparation. You thought it was just rejection, but it was redirection. You thought it was just suffering, but it was setting the stage for your destiny. Sometimes God will let you experience the fire not to burn you, but to refine you. You had to walk through that relationship not because God wanted to hurt you, but because he wanted to grow you. He wanted you to see yourself in a new light, to realize your strength, to recognize that his hand was on you even when everything around you seemed to fall apart. You see, when the narcissist tried to crush your spirit, it forced you to depend on God in a way you never had before. It drew out of you a prayer life you didn't even know was inside of you. It forced you to see the lies for what they were and cling to the truth of who you really are. What you went through broke some things off of you that couldn't go into the next season. It stripped you of your illusions. It stripped you of your dependency on people who were never meant to hold your heart in the first place. It showed you that you cannot build your identity on the opinions of someone who doesn't even know who they are. It woke you up. It woke you up to the reality that you are chosen, you are loved, and you are valuable, not because of what someone else says about you, because of what God has spoken over you before the foundation of the world. And let me tell you this, every time you thought you were losing, heaven was watching. Every time you felt abandoned, heaven was keeping count. God saw every silent battle, every fake smile, every moment you wanted to give up. And he said, no, my child, you will not be destroyed by this. What the enemy meant to take you out was actually building the muscles of your faith. It was teaching you endurance. It was teaching you discernment. It was teaching you to hear God's voice above the noise of manipulation and gaslighting. So don't despise the process. Don't let shame tell you that you wasted years. Those years were not wasted. They were invested. They were an education in resilience. They were a training ground for the purpose that is on your life. You had to go through it to get to it. The pain became the very thing that pushed you into prayer, that pushed you into self-discovery, that pushed you closer to the God who has been waiting to reveal himself to you in a deeper way. everything the enemy stole from you, your peace, your confidence, your joy, God has already made plans to restore it. Not just give it back, but restore it, multiply it, press it down, shake it together, and make it overflow. When you came out of that relationship, you felt empty. You felt like something had been taken from you. The best years of your life were gone. But what you don't see yet is that God specializes in redeeming lost time. He specializes in giving beauty for ashes, joy for mourning, praise for the spirit of heaviness. You may have walked out with scars, but you're walking into a season where those scars are going to tell a story of victory. The enemy tried to strip you of your worth. God is clothing you with righteousness. The enemy tried to silence your voice, but God is putting a new song in your mouth. The enemy tried to break your spirit, but God is breathing new life into your soul. When the narcissist lied on you, manipulated you, made you question yourself, heaven was writing the script for your restoration. It might have looked like you were losing, but you were actually being repositioned. God was removing what could not go with you so that he could give you what he always intended for you to have. Restoration means that everything that was broken is going to be mended. The parts of you that were shattered are going to come together, but this time they will come together stronger. Think of a bone that's been broken. When it heals correctly, it grows back even stronger than before. That is what God is doing in your life right now. He is restoring your heart, your mind, your identity, and your future. And he's not just giving you back what you lost, he's upgrading you. This is why you can't get stuck staring at the wreckage of what was. Don't keep looking at who left you, who betrayed you, who hurt you. God is already ahead of you, orchestrating divine connections, preparing divine opportunities, aligning the right people to step into your life. You may have lost relationships, but you're gaining clarity. You may have lost time, but you're gaining wisdom. You may have lost confidence, but you're gaining faith that cannot be shaken. Every tear you cried was counted, and every moment of pain is being redeemed. You didn't walk through the fire to come out smelling like smoke. You are coming out refined, polished, shining. God is not just restoring you to where you were before. He's taking you higher, deeper, further. The narcissist thought they had the last word over your life, but they were just the backdrop for God's glory to shine through you. Restoration also means God is going to restore the dreams you let die. Some of you stopped dreaming because you were too busy surviving. You stopped believing because you were told you weren't enough. You stopped expecting good things because you were conditioned to walk on eggshells. But God says this is the season where your faith comes alive again. The vision comes back. The laughter comes back. The ability to trust comes back. The ability to love yourself and love others comes back. Restoration is not just about getting back what was lost. It is about becoming everything you were always meant to be. The process of healing is not just for you. It is part of your assignment. The very thing that hurt you is now the thing that will help someone else. When you allow God to heal you, you are saying, Lord, use my life as a testimony. Healing is more than just getting over what happened. It is allowing God to transform what happened into wisdom, into power, into purpose. You are not just coming out of this whole. You are coming out of this equipped. You are coming out with a voice that carries authority because you have been through the fire and lived to tell about it. Healing is not passive. Healing takes courage. It takes courage to confront the pain instead of running from it. It takes courage to look in the mirror and say, I refuse to be defined by what they did to me. Some days healing feels messy. Some days it feels like you are being broken all over again as the memories surface, as the anger rises, as the tears fall. What feels like breaking is actually God piecing you back together the right way. He is pulling out the lies, pulling out the fear, pulling out the shame that was planted in you. He is uprooting the seeds of doubt and insecurity so that you can grow healthy again. Healing is holy work. It is the place where God rewrites your identity. Where you once heard the voice of the narcissist telling you that you were not enough, now you begin to hear the voice of the Father saying, you are mine, you are chosen, you are loved. Healing restores your ability to trust not just other people, but to trust yourself, to trust your discernment, to trust that you can hear from God and follow His leading. Healing restores your ability to dream again, to hope again, to believe that goodness and mercy will follow you all the days of your life. Your healing is also a weapon. The enemy wanted you to stay broken so that you would stay silent. He wanted you stuck in bitterness so that you would never step into your destiny. But every time you choose to forgive, every time you choose to release the pain, every time you choose to move forward, you are striking a blow against the kingdom of darkness. You are letting the devil know what you tried to use to destroy me is now being used to glorify God. And as you heal, you become a light for somebody else. There is someone who needs to see that it's possible to survive what you survived. There is someone who needs to see that it's possible to walk out of the manipulation, the gaslighting, the abuse, and still smile again, still love again, still thrive again. Your healing becomes hope for the next person. Your testimony becomes a roadmap for somebody else who is still in the valley trying to find their way out. Healing is not just about closing the chapter, it is about turning the page and starting a new one with God as the author. The pain you endured will not be wasted because you will use what you've learned to speak life into others, to strengthen them, to warn them, to guide them. This is why your healing matters. It's not just personal, it's generational. When you heal, you break cycles. You stop the pattern from repeating. You create a new future for yourself, for your family, for everyone connected to you. There is a strength inside of you that you never would have discovered without walking through what you walk through. You didn't know how resilient you really were until you faced the storm and made it out on the other side. You didn't know you could survive betrayal, survive abandonment, survive emotional warfare. But look at you now. You are still standing. You are still breathing. You are still here. What was supposed to break you has actually built you. What was supposed to crush you has actually carved out a deeper well of perseverance, a deeper reservoir of faith, a deeper confidence in who God created you to be. Sometimes God allows certain battles not to expose your weakness, to reveal your strength. There were days when you thought, I can't take one more hit, but you did. There were moments when you felt like you were going to lose your mind, but you didn't. There were nights when you said, I can't get up tomorrow, but you got up anyway. That was strength you didn't know you had. That was God holding you up, breathing life into you when you felt empty, giving you just enough grace to make it through one more day. The narcissist wanted you to doubt yourself, to question everything about who you are, to live small and afraid. But you found out that your identity is not in what they said about you. Your identity is in what God has spoken over you. You discovered that their opinion of you does not determine your value. You discovered that you can trust your instincts again, that you can stand on your own 2 feet again, that you can walk away from what no longer serves you and still thrive. That is strength. This strength is not just for you to admire. It is for you to use. You have the power to set new boundaries now, to say no without guilt, to protect your peace without apology. You have the courage to speak up for yourself, to choose relationships that are healthy, to walk away from anything that looks like the pain you just came out of. You are no longer the same person who walked into that storm. You are wiser, stronger, and more grounded in who you are. You have learned that you can go through seasons where people misunderstand you, seasons where people reject you, seasons where people mistreat you, and still come out with your dignity intact. You have learned that you don't have to chase people to prove your worth. You don't have to beg for love. You don't have to shrink to make someone else feel big. You have learned that God's opinion of you is enough. And this strength is going to carry you into your next season. It is going to empower you to take risks again, to trust God's plan, even when you can't see every step, to believe that better is possible. This strength is going to keep you from settling for less than what God has for you. It's going to help you build a life that reflects your healing, a life that reflects your freedom, life that reflects the goodness of God. You are no longer living as a victim of what happened to you. You are living as a victor who has overcome. What you have been through is not the end of your story. It is the opening act for what God is about to do next. Your future is not limited by your past. Your destiny is not canceled by what happened to you. If anything, what you went through has positioned you for the very thing you were created to do. Every disappointment, every betrayal, every sleepless night, they were all ingredients in the recipe for your purpose. You are stepping into a future that is greater than anything you have ever imagined. There is life after heartbreak. There is joy after pain. There is peace after chaos. You will not stay in the wilderness forever. You are crossing over into the promised land. You may have felt like those years were wasted, but God is a redeemer of time. He can do in 1 year what it would have taken you 10 years to build on your own. He can open doors that no man can shut, connect you with the right people, align you with the right opportunities, and launch you into the season you were meant to live in. This is why you can't get stuck rehearsing the past, replaying the hurt, living in the what ifs and the why me's. Your past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. It is what you went through, not where you are going. Your future is calling you to lift up your head, to look forward with expectation, to believe that God is not finished with you yet. If he woke you up this morning, it means there is still purpose in your life. There are still chapters left to be written. There are still blessings with your name on them. The enemy tried to convince you that you were disqualified, that you had missed your chance, that you would never recover. But you are still here, and as long as you are still here, God still has a plan. The best days of your life are not behind you, they are ahead of you. You will love again. You will trust again. You will dream again. And this time it will be healthy. It will be life-giving. It will be aligned with the person God has called you to be. You are stepping into a season where you will see why you had to go through what you went through. You will look back and realize that it made you stronger, it made you wiser, it made you more compassionate. The very thing that tried to break you will become the very thing that empowers you to help others. Your testimony will bring deliverance to people who are still in the place you once were. Your scars will speak of God's faithfulness and point others to hope. Your future is not something to fear. It is something to get excited about. You have been through the valley, and now you are coming into a wide open space. You have been through the fire, and now you are coming forth as pure gold. You have been through the night, and now the morning is breaking. What's coming is not just restoration. It's promotion. It's increase. It's abundance. You are about to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living, and it will make everything you went through worth it.